yeah, so apparently it's just a wooden board. Um, and so the hamster, like, it had disappeared behind that wooden board. And the thing is, we could not get it out of there. So my mom was trying first time to just take off, because you can take off, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to take off all these wooden boards, just to get the hamster out of it from behind. And she was trying to do that. She did it, but she did not like doing it because, first of all, she didn't know where the hamster was exactly, so she would have to take off like literally the 4 boards just to know where it was. And it was like monster work to do for her, and she was tired and stuff, but she did it. So that was the first time, but unfortunately this happened again. So hamsters are pretty quick, and if you don't sometimes you just like talk to someone and it's already too late, they are gone. So this is what happened. This did not happen just once, this happened twice or even 3 times, I can't remember. But so the hamster was gone again, and this time my mom was like, I don't want to take the wooden boards all off again, because like monster work. So what she did is, like, she decided to put a bowl there. And overnight she put a bowl there in the middle of the kitchen, and she knew that the hamster, he could climb up because it was not too high for him to climb up. He had to stretch and stuff. Or she put something ladder, I don't know what she did, but somehow he could get in the bowl. I think she put a ladder to the bowl, that someone could climb up. And inside of the bowl she put like some chocolate or stuff. I know chocolate is not good for animals, but he loved chocolate. Like, the hamster really loved it. So she put that in, and she let it stay overnight, hoping that like he would climb up, and then he like sniff like the chocolate, and he would like drop down and he could no longer get out. That was like the idea, and wonder, it really happened. Like, the hamster really climbed up like the ladder. I think it was ladder or something, we had something like that. And since he sniffed like this thingy, he let himself drop down, and he could no longer get out because there was no ladder from the inside out. So he was like captured inside of the box, and when my mom came down, well, he was still sitting there or sleeping there, I don't know. But like the chocolate was gone, so at least he had eaten like the chocolate. And this happened like twice or stuff like that. Even after my mom had like just dismantled all of like this wooden boards, and she no longer wanted to do that because it was too much of work. So this was the first one. His name was Bimbo. I don't know why I called him Bimbo. It was me who called him like that, Bimbo. And then I had a second one later on. This was like, I don't know if you lived in States, maybe you remember them. But there was like this boy group who's really popular, and it was called Us Five or something like that. Oops, I just like something like that. I think Us Five or something. And I really liked the guy that was called Richie. So I called my hamster Richie as well. And he was like super fat at the end. Like, he just liked eating. Even though we gave him less to eat in the end, but he just ate and ate and ate, and he was like super fat for a hamster. And he was really big, and he had this long fur and everything. Maybe it was also just the fur, I don't know, but he looked really fat. And so what was nice about him, like, every time I came home from school, I was a little bit elder already, because like I was no longer at my grandparents' place to study, but I was at my place, my mom's place. So I took him out and I put him next to me on the table while I studied, and he was just sitting there with me all day long, working on whatever I had to work. And sometimes I just put him in I had like this map for my pens and all, and he would stay there, he would lie there, and he would not move. So he liked it just to be out and not doing much, just staying there. And it was always fun. People were making fun of him. They were like, my grandpa especially, who was always like, or she puts him like she wants and he does not even move. So sometimes I put him on his back, like with his feet up, and he did not care. He just stayed like that, really nice and relaxed he was. And he got also very old, but a little less than the first one, maybe because he was a little bit thicker. I don't know. But I really liked him. He was like really, really sweet and cute. And it was always so hard when they were like getting too old, and I knew that they could no longer live very long time. This was always so sad. Yeah. So that was that. This was that one. Then I had like a third one. This one is like the story is so sad because like I bought him with a cage that they were selling in the store. So it was a regulated cage. It was not something I got from elsewhere. It was really from the store that they sold it to me. It was a mini hamster I got, so they were like a little bit smaller. I'm not going to go like this story. If you're like a little bit sensitive or stuff, please just move on. I would say skip it like 10 minutes or something. It's really a sad story, so skip it. If you don't like descriptions that are a little bit gross and stuff like that, just skip it, okay? But yeah, so I got this hamster and I put him in a cage, and he was a baby hamster, little hamster. He got a little bit older and he always loved to climb, so he liked climbing a lot, climbing in his cage and stuff. And he was like I said, I got the cage with him from the store. And one day when I came down, like because he loved climbing, he had slit, I guess, or something. And his leg, his behind leg, was between the door of the cage. And it was really between the door and the cage. So he was stuck there. And I don't know for how long, probably, like I said, hamsters are night animals, so he probably got up during the night. He was climbing, he probably slept down, and in the end he ended up like with his legs squeezed in between like the cage door and the cage itself, so he could no longer move it. And it probably did hurt him, I don't know, like, but what he was doing, he had started like, because there was a wound. So he had started, and this is, if you don't like this story or if it's like gross, please move on. But he had started like biting off his own leg. And so when we came and in the morning we woke up and we saw it, we just took him straight away. I held him, my mom just carefully opened the door so that we could get him out because he was really stuck there. And we drove him straight away, like I put him in some clothes and stuff, and I took him carefully not to hurt him, and we went away straight to the veterinary. And when we got there, she was like, okay, this is a normal reaction for a hamster, because like if they get stuck in nature or in wildlife, they try to liberate themselves, even if this means like cutting off or biting off whatever part it is. So he had started that, and the thing is, she said that it can't be like, she could not do much about it. She said she can't like, wait, I just put too many stones there. She couldn't do much about it. So she had like to take it off entirely. So she put him into sleep, and then she took it off, the slag. And we explained her the situation, and she said, yeah, it was the cage. We could not have done anything. We could not have known. So it was not our fault. It's just like the cage was not fit for an animal, any hamster. And so we went back to the shop where we got it from. We told them, and they were like, yeah, but we sell a lot of these cages. And I was like, well, we were like, you should not sell these cages because look what happened, and the poor animals, so it's not well, so you should actually take them out of stock. I don't know if they did it. Anyway, we switched cages so that this would not happen again. And from that day on, if I buy a new cage, well, I always check if there's no way that an animal could slide down, a hamster or anything, and just hurt himself. But the bed was already done. And I have to say that my hamster had only 3 legs from that day on, but he was like super, super active, and he was like the one that always tried to break out. Like, I don't know how he did it, but he was like always like gnawing on the door and trying to get out, and he is even 2 times he did get out, and I don't know how he opened up that door, but he did get out twice. And it was such a long adventure, and he had a long life. He really had a long life afterwards, and even with 3 legs he was super happy. And the dog also said it does not like, since he's not living in the wild, it's okay. He won't miss out on anything, and that's true. He was like super quickly, he was moving on just 3 legs, and he was climbing and stuff. But poor one, this is something that I will never forget. And really, really poor one, but he was so, so adorable. It was like a baby, a mini hamster was it. And his name was Jackie. Yeah. I also had another one, a black one. Unfortunately, this one did not get very old. He got a shock, and we really don't know why he got that shock, but he was like you have to know, these small animals, they are like they don't get that old, like they get really old. Usually they have like 2 years, 3 years to live, big maximum. And ours, they got often very old. We made everything. We gave them like these drops. You could give them drops in the water. It's called traumel. I don't know, traumel, I don't know what you call it in English, but they are drops that should help people revive, get more energy and stuff. And you can use that for people, you can also use that for animals. So our vet gave it to us, and we gave it to them. Well, it was for them that we got it. And I feel like it helped them. They got really, really old with it. So we took good care of them, but yeah. And then for a very long time, I did not have an animal. I got one when I went to university. I wanted to have one there. So I had one, and my mom actually, I was working with a friend back then, and let me put it this way. Before I went to university that summer, I worked as a student at music school. And there was like this person that worked with me. She became a friend of mine. And she had like 2 hamsters, and no one was looking after them. So she was like, do you want it? And I was like, oh, I would love it. So I got it. And its name was Baloo. And he was really big for hamster, but he was so cute. I really remember he looked like Baloo. He was all gray, and I really, really loved Baloo. He was like such a good hamster as well. Really cute. Never had a problem with him. Never bite anything, because they like to bite into cables and stuff. But he never ever did. So I was lucky with that. And yeah, so I had him at university. He got very old as well. I don't know how old. Luckily, he just died out of old age, so there was no problem with that. They get often like very sick. Hamsters can get very, very sick, problems with this and that at the end of their life. But he had nothing. He just died out of old age. So I was happy about that. yeah, so these were my animals I had as a child. I also had what was it, a little rabbit once. He did not get that old, unfortunately. But yeah, I remember that all of my animals, they were pretty calm. They were like never super aggressive or stuff like that. And I feel like it depends also on yourself. Like, I don't want to say that if you are like but I feel like if you are a calm person, I feel like your animals might be calm as well. I never saw anyone who was like super nervous person have a calm dog, for example. I never saw that happen. I always feel like they kind of get the vibe, you know what I mean? Like, they represent what they see in their humans. Like, I don't know if it makes sense what I say, but I feel like that. I really feel like that. I feel like they can feel it and they will reproduce it, kinda. Like, I remember that my cousin, she had like this really aggressive rabbit and stuff, and kind of all of the animals a little bit, I don't know, not that calm. And they are like very, I feel like they are very nervous people inside sometimes. So maybe it just was, I don't know, reproducing. I don't know. Even though my uncle is calmer, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. So this much for my hamster story. Like, I had a few, and now I got Mellow, and Mellow is doing fine. When I got her cage, I was also very careful not to get something that could hurt her or anything, so we are safe there. I feel like this part here takes a lot of time this time. I don't know why. I thought it was actually a smaller piece once the Tiny Decision app chose it. But now I feel like it's actually pretty big, a lot of confetti going on. A lot of different stuff here. I really don't know how this will go once I'm back to work. I hope I will find really the time to do these whip and sip and chats, but I feel like if it gets like in the last part of September, but I feel like if it gets too much, maybe I will have to do more workarounds and reduce like whatever. No, it's fine. And reduce maybe the number of let me just cut open this. Scissors. And maybe reducing numbers of whip and sip and chats because it takes so much time. We will see. I'll do my best. Let me just cut that open for you and put it in. Did I get them all? Yeah. Yeah, so I spilled half of it. You could not see it on camera, but I spilled some of it. So let me just see if I can focus back on her face so that you can actually see what I'm doing. You should be able to see now. Yeah. Good. What else? What else? Yeah, I really thought that, like, sorry, I try to eat at the same time. I know it's not very polite. I try my best not to much about it. What could I tell you? Let me think. Oh, I'm so bad at this. I did not have other animals than that. Okay, I'm done eating. Sorry about that. I got, like, when I went past my mom, like last time, now earlier today, I went to my mom's place because she has like usually when I order something, I let it drop at her place because, like I told you guys, it's easier to put it there than here because she's living like in a more like, she has not like the big road right in front of it, so there's no one who actually can just take parcels or stuff like that. Usually she just, like, if she's not home, they drop it there and no one sees the package. But if someone would drop it here, there's so many people who pass my house or stuff, so it would be really on front door. So I prefer putting it there. And also it was like, usually, well, back then when I was living there, I also let everything come to her place. So it's just like I didn't ever switch out the address, so that's not a reason for that. And so I got the movie Coraline today, and when I was there, well, with all these diamond paintings I've got from AliExpress, often they come like in these what do you call it, these noodles, these pool noodles. And so my mom was like, can you give me those pool noodles because you don't do anything with it? And I was like, okay, but what do you want it for? And she was like, oh, I'll use it now in the winter. So actually what she wants to do with it is she wants to take these pool noodles and put them close to her window so that the air won't come in there. And I don't know if this will work. I really don't know. But she's like, yeah, this will hinder, like, this will make sure that the cold air does not enter. And I was like, okay, use the pool noodles, and whatever pool noodle there is left over, you will just give it back to me and I'll try that out. Because we never know with the winter that's coming. Like, I feel like at the beginning I was super euphoric about this fall. I was like, yeah, we will get good weather, it will be a nice winter, it will be a nice what do you call it, nice fall. But in the end I feel like it's actually pretty much raining all the time now, and even if the weather is nice, it's not that nice. So I really hope that the weather will get better eventually and that we still get this beautiful fall I was looking for, where I can just drink my chocolate milk and stuff like that and enjoy actually like the good time, sun and all. We will see about that. Not sure though that it will come. I feel like it goes so quickly. I remember like sitting here hearing everyone watch Waffle for the winter Christmas event, and now we are already like in fall again, and it was New Year's and everyone was like doing like this crazy like whipping waffles and stuff for people who were alone. And I feel like time went by so quickly this year and it's just so crazy. I don't know what to say about that. I hope that, like, I mean, holidays and everything make it go so quickly, but I always hope that like time would go slower sometimes, but sometimes it's also good that it goes by quickly, but I don't know. Okay, let me see. We have the M finished, so the dog part is done. I think I'll go with the U, and then we have just like this pink part left here of her hair. So what you say? Let me see. I think this is a good idea. So I finished up the M, putting that back in there, and have the U. So are you already in a festive mode, like for fall or for Halloween or for Christmas? Or do you think it's too early for that? Like when you go shopping now and like in Action, the store Action, you find like Christmas shopping. Because when I was there, I was like I was so overwhelmed by it. I was so happy. I had like this warm feeling inside of me, and I was like, oh yeah, it's going to be Christmas again. Then there was like this woman that came by, and she was like, with her son, she was talking to her son, and she was like, oh, it's disgusting that already do you have all these decorations for winter. We are in September, we are not already in December. It's way too early and stuff. She was like that. And I was like, but it's a magical season, you know? I never said it, but I felt like it. I was like, it's a magical season. It's like Harry Potter and stuff. Like, it's magical. And she just was like really disgusted by it. And she was like super grumpy and stuff. So for me, actually, I always say that when they put out like the Easter eggs for Easter and it's not even January, I get it, like that's too early. But I feel like for December and Christmas, it's different. Like I said, for me, these holidays are different than Easter and stuff like that. I really prefer Halloween and especially Christmas over all these other holidays. I just have so many good memories of them, and maybe that's it. But also like these good smells come. I don't know. Do you guys, if we talk about smells, I was looking on Etsy because I'm actually looking for some kind of paddy wax, like that has like a really nice Christmas smell. And do you have like bought from them, like from any seller over on Etsy that sells something like paddy wax with a nice Christmas smell? Would you have like an idea where I could find something like that? I saw that there are different sellers over there, but I would like from Europe especially. If you have someone or you know a stock, a small brand that sells these, please let me know in the comments down below. That's really something I would like to know, because I feel like whenever I get something or take a look at shops from overseas, it's just so hella expensive, the shipping. It's not even worth it, you know? So I was curious about that. Let me know, please, in the comments. If you know a seller over on Etsy or anywhere that sells like paddy wax or something similar wax that has like a really nice Christmas smell. That would be really, that would make my day, I guess. So we have done like this part here, the greenish part. I guess that's part of her hat. Let's move to the next one. We have like still a little bit of violet left for this last part here. I feel like this is coming off anyway. Let's take it off. Do you like to use stuff like this, like paddy wax and so on? And what do you think about Christmas for you? Is it too early already to see stuff like that in shops? Or is it okay? Like, do you look at it with big eyes and you're just like, oh yeah, it's this time soon? Just like I did today. I know that there are like different opinions about that, and I think both are right. There are like so many people who just want to commercialize this whole thing, this whole Christmas event and so, but I really like Christmas, so I don't really mind it. But of course it's like Valentine's Day and stuff, where the roses are so expensive and all. It's just like same thing with Christmas. I feel like everything is done just to make us buy stuff. But Christmas is so beautiful. What do you think, guys? And about the paddy wax, do you use it? Or is that something you have never tried before? I would really like to try it. Everyone's talking about it. Then again, I would also love to make it myself. But first of all, I want to see what it looks like. Is it just regular wax that really smells? It has good smell and stuff. I wonder if it's difficult to make, because I know that you can make like, if it's just wax, you could actually use like, I don't know. Can you use different types of wax? I don't know, for like diamond painting. I know that there's like the blue wax, there's the red wax, the pink wax. I know that there are different kinds of waxes. Is the bee wax as well that you get, so the regular wax. So I think that you could use like the candle wax is like often bee wax. So if you put on in it some scent, maybe you would get the same result. I'll dig into that. Like, you might have known if you are on my channel that I have like different ideas of creative stuff. I'm really into making diamond pens recently. I've made this one, I've made another one. I have not tried out yet because I just kind of like to stick to one diamond pen at a time. But I want to do more this weekend with my boyfriend. And I also would like to do frames myself. So I want to dig into that as well. And more recently, like I have also like this idea to do like smelling wax, like good smelling wax. Like when I was on Etsy, there was something so funny. There was like one scented wax that was called monkey fart, and I was like, what the heck is a monkey fart? Like really like fart, like farting. And I was like, yeah, but if it smells like Edgar when he does fart, I don't want that. I don't want that. And they have like super nice smells, so maybe I will just get them. They were like a little bit expensive. They came in boxes, but I will try it. I think I will just get one from the seller and see how it goes, what it is like. But I don't know how Etsy works, because when I went there and I clicked on it and I wanted to put it on my cart, in my cart, they already asked me like directly to go to the payment, and I did not have even put down my address yet. So I was wondering, how does that work? Do I have to enter my address later? Because usually you just enter your address and then they do the shipping, they calculate the shipping. So I was like wondering how this works. But that's why I did not order yet, because I was like, they don't even know where I live. How do they do that with the shipping? So I'm curious about that. If someone bought from Etsy, is it normal? Or do they actually ask first like your address before you pay? So I don't know. I really was wondering. Let me know, please. So we get a little bit closer. I finished with the equal sign. I just do the few V's that I have like missed earlier. I know that I missed one here, and I missed another one like there. Is this all? I guess it is. And then afterwards I will find another one and I'll be back at it. That's okay. So yeah, like wax seems pretty nice. I wonder if it's like candle making, or if it's like you know, soap making. When I was in Cultura today, like this shop in France, like they have so many different stuff for crafters. Like you can do like crocheting and stuff like that. You have like even diamond paintings from diamond dots. They have like so much stuff. Like they have graffiti bottles, they have mosaic stones, they have so different stuff. They have like all kind of pens and stuff, washi tape. They have like everything, and for me it's heaven. And I went there already as a kid. I I don't know who told my mom that this shop did exist there. So we went there, and I remember that afterwards we often went back for the beginning of school so that I could get my school supplies from there, because like often it was like cheaper than in Luxembourg, and I had a lot more choice. And they also had like books, and since my mom wanted that my French would get better, which is ironic because I became a French teacher afterwards, so maybe she was right to do so. This was fine. I really liked going there. I liked buying books in French. I liked reading them. I remember that as a kid I really enjoyed reading all these like Geronimo Stilton books. I don't know if this is a thing anywhere else. I know that they have been translated in different languages, and it's like this mouse that does like these adventures. And I had one book that was like my very favorite one. It's like this book where he, like Geronimo Stilton, he's like an editor. He has his own journal, and then he has like his sister who's called Thea, and he has his cousin, and his cousin is actually always getting into trouble. And so he got into trouble once more, and he ended up in Transsurisia, which is like a word play on souris, which will mean mouse, and trans for like Transylvania. So actually he is lost there. He calls from Transylvania. I'm going to call it like this, even it's called Transsurisia. And he calls him and says, yeah, I need your help and stuff, and he does not precise why. And Geronimo already thinks the worst of it, and he calls his sister and she says, okay, let's go, because I want to make a scoop. I want to make like this big article for your journal, so let's go there. And she always thinks about that. She does not really think about the cousin. She always thinks about like the journal and the money she can make about that. And not even the money, but just like famous and stuff like that. And so they go there, and when they arrive, like there's already no one who just goes there. It's just them. They go there. There's no one else in the station who wants to go there. So it's really suspicious already. And when they ask like the town people to where they can find like the count, because there's a count where he's living in a castle, they all grab like this what do you call it? I forgot the word. Let me think. It's like an easy word. Oh my gosh. Wait. Yeah, so the word I was looking for is garlic, obviously. So very easy. He got his garlic. They all got their garlic stuff out, and and so he thinks that already the count is like a vampire and the cousin is in great danger and all. So they still decide to go there, and when they get there, they find him finally in the castle and all, and they are so afraid for him, because like this is just looking so weird. The people who live there, the count and the counters and all. But in the end, like I'm going to spoil it because it's a children's book. I think it's okay. But in the end, like they try to get in there, and he try to help him because he's looking for his ancestors in there. So he's actually not badly treated in there. It's just like he's looking for his ancestors, and he has not found yet what he's looking for. And in the end he finds it, and he knows that he's no noble rat, because he was thinking that he would be a noble rat. That's why he was looking for it. But anyway, like in the end we get to know that the count is actually not a vampire. He's just allergic to garlic, which is pretty funny. And the thing is, they are like, I think as a reader you know it, but like they did not know it. They are actually like bats. They are not like rats. They are not like mice. They are really like bats, and they can't mingle. But still, like the cousin was in love with the countess and stuff like that. So it was really funny. And as a kid, like, there are so funny drawings in that book and all, so I really liked that. And I thought that, like, it's an easy book. It's not too hard or anything, and it's pretty fun. So I decided to work on this book this year with my Satyam. So I remind you that Satyam are like the really small ones. So this is going to be fun, I guess. I think that they will like it. It's really like a lot of pictures and we get to read. And yeah, so we will see how this goes, what they will think about that. I just prepared everything last week, so the whole vocabulary and all of like the questions and stuff, making kind of different exercises in it and so on, so that will be fun. But I hope that it will work well and that they will like the book as much as I did like it when I read it as a child as well. We will see. Another book that I want to really treat with my classes are like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That's a book that I'm really into more recently and that I want to treat also with my classes. So I'm going to see what they think about it. I told you guys that I want to read a little bit about Coraline as well, if it's possible. There are other like kind of lectures we have to do as well. But these are like the main ones that I'm really looking forward to do. And there's also like one from Amélie Nothomb, who's actually a Belgian writer. And I met her once when I was studying in Belgium. They always had La Foire du Livre. So it's a big event where you get like a lot of authors who are coming there and where they sign books and stuff. And I really liked her books. And so she wrote about Japan as well. And I got to meet her and I told her a little bit because I was writing my memoir, my great university work about like Japanism in French literature and stuff. And she was like, oh, that's nice. And she was really, really kind. And they say that, that's funny part, that they say that this author, Amélie Nothomb, she remembers like every single person that goes to her signing. So even if it's years later, she will say, oh, you've been already here. So I'm curious to go back because it has been years now that I have not been there. And I will see if she remembers me. It would be so fun to see if she does. But it was a great experience. Usually I don't do that kind of stuff, but it was really fun. So yeah, maybe I will go back. I really like books and stuff, so this would be the right moment, I guess, to go back there. I have not been in such a long time. I have not seen my friends from there in such a long time either, so it would be nice. I remember it's always, I guess, at the end of the year, school year, I think, or was it at the beginning, and it was just very cold. I think it was always very cold when we went there. Or was it warm? I can't remember. It was not that cold, I think. Or was it? It was just raining once we were there. I have been there a few times, so I can't really remember when it was. Anyway, so this is something I really like, and I also like, this is such a fun part, reading books with like students. That's something I really like. Is there any book that you read, like when you were at school, that you enjoyed a lot? I'm always curious to know about that, so let me know. Maybe it will inspire me and I will do it eventually with one of my classes. If it's a French book, of course, or maybe a translation would be fine as well. I really like to read like children books with them, but not like the boring ones, but like also books like that are kind of in, like young adult books, stuff like that. Because I like to read them myself, so I think that they will like them as well, or at least I always hope that they will. But yeah, I feel like I spilled a lot of diamonds today. Like I have so many that I kind of spilled and then did not put in the right container, but they are also popping here, so I don't know if it's just me. Probably. Okay, we are going closer to the end. Only a few drills left to place. I'm sorry for today. I thought that it would take longer to talk about certain topics, so I had to make my mind about other stuff, and it's It's not always that easy for me. Just think about something that I can share or that I can want to share. So I hope it was alright for you and it was not too boring. And I hope you got the chunk done, because look, we only have like 7 left to place. And then we are done here for today. I'm a little bit happy because it was hard for me, but I guess we got a good part done and we got an interesting part done. So I'm curious to zoom out and to make you see the whole picture once more. This is it. So we've placed down all the drills for today. A lot of confetti here. Not so sure about her face, what she looks like from close up at least. Let me put that here, put that here, put that here. I'm going to zoom out now. Hup. And this is what we've got so far. So that's her face. She looks a little bit reddish over here. From far away, it's okay, I guess. She does not look too awful from far away. Oh, we have like a little doggy that's looking. He always steals my shoes. So this is what we did today. Her face is done. I hope you got a little part on your own painting done. And if you liked today's video, please consider giving a thumbs up, leaving a comment about anything that I asked you. If there's a book you liked when you were in school, if you already have tried Scentsy or not Scentsy, Paddy Wax from Etsy somewhere in Europe, best possibility. If you have like I don't know, other tips are for me, or what was it we were talking about? I can't even remember. I'm always so bad at it. So let me know if you watched the video. Maybe you have something to say. So just let me a comment down below. Makes me always happy and it helps me to talk to you guys during my Whip and Sip and chats. If you're new to my channel and you like today's video, you can also subscribe, because there will be more videos like these and there will also be a lot of unboxings. So I hope you enjoyed it anyway, and I will see you in tomorrow's video, which will be a work along. So no chatting, just working alongside me, and I will see you. Stay healthy, stay hydrated. Bye guys!